Boa updates munaku tukwetera ebintu ebyenjawulo ku mulundi guno ng'ensonga za Uganda Airlines zikyagenda mu maaso era nga akulira ekitongole kino eky'ebyennyonyi ya za Uganda mukyala Janifer abamutulaki ng'akyalabikako mu kakiiko akeekenneenya ebitongole bya gavumenti buto ebisaasaanyaamu ensimbi akakosase era nga kano kakulembera omubaka w'Ennakawa si mulala muna NUP era omwogezi w'ekibiina kino ekya NUP Joel Ssenyonyi ng'akyagenda maaso n'okukunya Janifer abamutulaki ono nno.
Madam Janifer, I just wanted to get this out of the way for proper clarity. In June of last year, you put in a requisition to travel to the different stations in different countries, country offices and all of that. And you were meant to travel to Johannesburg, Kinshasa, Mombasa, Zanzibar, Juba, Nairobi, Kilimanjaro, Dar es Salaam, Mogadishu, Burundi, and so on, to visit our teams, Uganda Airlines teams in these countries, the country offices, to establish how they are operating. Money was released per diem to you, totaling $12,750. When you make a conversion to Uganda shillings, that's roughly 50 million Uganda shillings. But according to the financial records of Uganda Airlines, you did not travel. What happened? Wanted to establish what exactly happened.
And that's why I said I'll respond in writing and also attach where I travel.
Okay, so before you respond in writing, which place or which places did you go to among these?
I went to Nairobi.
The phone is on. Go ahead.
I went to Nairobi. I went to Dar es Salaam. I went to Kilimanjaro. And then I will be traveling again. So that's why I'm saying I'll respond in writing the details. But I did travel and I'll attach the proof that I traveled.
So you have said on record, I want it to be captured on record, that you went to Nairobi, you went to Dar es Salaam, you went to Kilimanjaro. Any other? Those three? Yeah, okay, so you did not go, I'm coming on Upindi. You have not mentioned Johannesburg, you've not mentioned Kinshasa, Mombasa, Zanzibar, Juba, Burundi. And yet you received money for all of this. This is last year, June. So what I was trying to understand is what happened, even as wait for you to bring evidence that you traveled to those places, because the records show you did not travel. So what happened to tell us verbally? All these other places you did not go to, and yet you received the per diem to travel. This is June last year. It's over a year. What could have happened? What emergency happened that caused you not to travel? There could have been something.
Honorable, I request again that I'll respond in writing because there's a whole list of information of why I didn't go, so I'll attach all the documentation. Thank you.
So Jennifer, before you provide that information in writing, I want it on record. That's why you're here. That's why I didn't write to you and say, give me this information in writing. So what I want to know verbally is what happened. Because you see, when I'm given money to travel, as account for that money, yeah? If I don't travel for whatever reason, I am meant to refund this money, okay? So you didn't travel, and you have considered many of the other places. The three you've mentioned, we shall require evidence, but for all these others, you have said, yes, you didn't travel, you're planning to travel, I don't know when, because you see the travel was meant for June of last year, the money was given to you, because when you don't travel, you refund the money. It's possible that something can come up and you fail to travel. But when that happens, you refund the money because it has not done what it's supposed to do. So what I'm trying to understand is what could have happened that caused you not to travel? And two, why didn't you refund the money? Because it's over 1 year. You can't say, I'm keeping it, when there comes another opportunity to travel, then I'll travel. It was for specific dates because you wrote to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works, who cleared you, and the money was provided. So you cannot say I'm waiting, maybe after 2 years, there might be a trip for me to travel, then I account for that money. The accountability was made for that time, for that travel, which didn't happen. So, 2 questions quickly. What happened that caused you not to travel? Well, now that the travel didn't happen. Yes, madam. On the microphone. Whatever you want to say, please speak on the record.
I will respond in writing, Honorable.
Earlier on, you were saying you have nothing to say.
I will respond in writing, sir.
But I am saying I will want the written response. For now, I want a verbal response. Okay, tell me verbally. Did you refund the money or not? Away from the written response.
That this committee can write for her and we send her a copy. Under Rule 211, the evidence of a witness shall be recorded and a copy of the evidence may be sent to the witness on request. So instead of her going back to write, let her submit orally. She can receive a written copy from the committee under this rule.
And that's the point that I've been making. Okay? I determine what documents I want to receive from you to satisfy myself that these things are supplied somehow, but the Auditor General is raising, there were 2 firms being evaluated at preliminary stage, noted that all the 2 bidders failed the preliminary stage. Evidence to confirm whether equipment delivery was witnessed was lacking. The equipment was delivered in February 2021, but to date, at the time, 9 months later, the equipment had not been put to use. You see how all these things build onto, onto another. There's no contracts committee. That means procurements are made, outside the law. And in them being made, there's no evidence that these things were brought. Nothing to confirm. And then apparently, they are there lying idle. Could it be that fake things were bought? I don't know. But this is the Auditor General's report, a copy of which you have. And then also, a contract for safeguarding this equipment. The contract does not exist. But somehow you're paying rent for commodities. So one, you're paying rent without a tenancy agreement. And this rent is being paid for equipment which was bought without a contracts committee, without following procurement guidelines. And also there was no evidence showing that this equipment actually was delivered. Meantime, the companies that delivered this equipment, apparently, they had failed the preliminary stage of compliance. What's going on at Uganda Airlines? Madam CEO, you're the accounting officer. Please talk to us about these, our concerns. From number 8, contracts committee approval is non-existent, procurement is not followed, things are bought expensively, 4.1 million euros, that's about 16.4 billion Uganda shillings. And there's no evidence witnessing that we confirm this equipment came. Meantime, apparently it is being held somewhere, you're paying rent, there's no tenancy agreement. It is all confusing. Please talk to us.
Honorable members, arrived. It was stored at dust handling equipment shed. On the comment that it was not in use, it's true, because we hadn't started self-handling. There was a process that needed to happen. So before that, the equipment would be lying idle. On the matter of contracts committee not sitting, yes, we also noted that as an anomaly at the time, because it was something that happened in 2020, 2021. However, that has since been corrected. And actually, there was also a contracts committee that ended around 21, and they were able to meet and rectify a lot of these things. Now, about receiving, you mentioned a point on equipment. There was no proof to show that the equipment was received. We did go back and dig up and we did find some little information that our teams had also signed invoice delivery notes, and so we have
kwanti okumala emyaka 3 bukyanga Uganda Airlines ekomawo ekola kufiirizibwa kwokka nga tinaba kubanga ekolayo wadde ensimbi, era abaka bagenze maaso n'okukizula nga Janifer Abamutulaki ne banne bwe bakola ku kakiiko oba mu kitongole kino bafuna ensimbi mpitirivu ate nga basaasaanya ekisusse. Kakati jjaja ikyuli isma avuddeyo n'asabira Janifer Abamutulaki essaala ey'okufa, era ng'agamba nti abantu nga bano be basinza okuzza eggwanga emabega, era Katonda abasaana awulire essaala abantu bano abajjulule abajjewo ensi esobole okugenda mu maaso.
Simanyi ng'azitwalira Museveni bogus stock, twandimuwuliriza oyo bogus stock, naye n'otuuka n'ogaba tiketi z'ennyonyi bwereere ne bakubuuza angaazi. Wabula n'osalawo otiisatiisa famire ya Ssennyonyi, otiisatiisa famire y'ababuloga aboogera ago togambwako, naye ku nnyonyi ye Uganda kwogabira tiketi ez'obwereere kwe bakuwa $5,000,000 ogenda okole research e Congo, onootagenda nga $5,000,000 za lanchi, 5 za lanchi, miliyoni aga. Newe tutuula ne tubasabira essaala embi nti Mukama Katonda abantu bano tuyambe tazuukuka afe slow and painful death. Katonda atuyambe amutte bubi ng'avaamu amasira mukamwa mu nnywanto z'amabe, kubanga mu butuufu mututuusa awantu nga kye tulina okukola kyokka. N'ogenda mu paalamenti y'eggwanga ebintu ebiri answered ne bakubuuza ekibuuzo nga okangoleega omutwe ng'omujjonkezi. Ladies and gentlemen, mwagala tutule tubadifendinge tutya nti muli baakabi nnyo mwava ku planeti ndala, tetulabanga ku bantu balinga mmwe bavankole, mulowooza ti tewabangawo ku tribe ndala zifuga nsi eno. Munnange nno ne woba oyina pisito, ne woba oyina amasasi, Bazili yokero olutwa yayina amasasi, Amini yayina pisito. Bannange ne munatiisa tiisa abantu obatta olw'abamutulaki tetusobola tuula ku nsobi ze tutunuulya